Okay, so we are not live today. I'm unavailable this afternoon at our regular time to do our live Sichos HaRan daily, but we should continue. And so today is day 7 of our limud of Sichos HaRan, of our daily limud of Sichos HaRan. And for those of you who are listening in the middle of the day, as we always do, we'll just stop for just a second and take a breath and transition from whatever it is that we're doing into a mindset and a headspace and a settled place in order to be open to learning and receiving whatever it is that Rabbi Nachman will open up for us today. We're in the middle of Sicha Hey. We're up to Sicha Hey, paragraph Beis, and he continues and he says, Va'amar, Ashrei Misha Enu Yodea Klal Mesifrehem. Praiseworthy is the person who doesn't know anything from these Sifrei HaMechakrim, these books of philosophy and secular wisdom, secular, again, not as a handmaid of Torah, but sort of an entirely different way of viewing the world, a way of viewing the world, a way of investigating and understanding the world that really is only looking from the inside and only looking at the inside and isn't really connected to what is outside our purview and what is outside our limited frame of reference, unlike Torah. Praiseworthy is such a person who doesn't know anything about such a svarim, who has no connection to such wisdom. Rak holech b'temimus v'yesh lo yiras onesh. And instead of engaging in such things and knowing of such things, rather this person simply has temimus, is sort of wholesome, simple and wholesome, like Yaakov Avinu, who is an ish tam, a simple, wholesome person, uncomplicated. This is a very, very, as we know, as anyone who's learned Rabbi Nachman's Torah knows, this is a very, very high mila in Rabbi Nachman's teachings for a person to be, to be oved b'tmimos, to just be simple, to be uncomplicated, to not need all of these cheshbonos and calculations and analyses and understandings, etc., but to have sort of emunah pshuta, to be a simple, wholesome, straightforward Jew. V'yesh lo yiras ha'onesh, and also who this person has yiras ha'onesh. Yiras ha'onesh is sort of the motivation to engage in avodas Hashem, that in a certain sense is very, very low. It's a drive for self-preservation. It's not even yiras hachet. Yiras hachet is I don't want to do something wrong. Here, I don't care about doing something wrong. I just don't want to be punished. I don't want to suffer the negative consequences of the wrong thing. And that's what keeps this person grounded and directed in their avodas Hashem. He says praiseworthy is such a person. Why? Ki ikir ha'avoda betchila hi rak machmas yersa onesh. Because the beginning of all avoda, the entry point into avoda is the entry point into all avoda is the beginning of all avoda is yiras ha'onesh, is this idea of yiras ha'onesh, which again is in a certain sense a very, very low level, but it's also the entry point into all avoda. We'll expand on this in a minute, I think. Ubali yiras ha'onesh, without yiras ha'onesh, without this fear of punishment, the fear of the negative consequences that come along with negative actions, efshar lahaskil klal b'avodas Hashem. It's impossible to begin working in avodas Hashem. So I just want to stop a minute and elaborate on one aspect of this idea of why it is that yiras ha'onesh, which is really, and he's going to tell us later, and he's going to explain a little bit later, is really in the Zohar and in many many other sources. It's a derogatory way of engaging in avodas Hashem. It's a very low way of engaging in avodas Hashem. Number one, it's rooted in self-preservation. It's rooted in self-interest. It's I don't want to get hit. I don't want to be punished. I don't want to suffer the negative consequences of wrong action. I don't care about the wrong action, and I don't care about a relationship with Hashem. I certainly don't have ahava I don't have a positive relationship with Hashem. That means I don't want to harm that relationship. I don't even have an apprehension and an appreciation for the moral perfidy of an avera. I don't have yiras hachet. It's not. I don't avoid it because it's wrong, and I value rightness and wrongness. Even if I don't value the relationship with Hakadosh Baruch Hu per se, but I value the wrongness of what it is that I'm doing. But this is even less than that. This is, I don't care about the wrongness of what I'm doing. What I care about is the fact that if I do the wrong thing, I'm going to suffer negative consequences. It's going to hit me in my pocketbook. It's going to hit me in my body. It's going to hit me in my peace of mind. I want to avoid that. But nevertheless, Rabbi Nachman praises the person who avoids the complications and avoids the investigations and avoids the sophistication of these Svarim Chitzonim, and simply goes along their path of Avodas Hashem b'tmimus with simplicity. And the value of that is because that's driven by Yiras HaOnesh, and Yiras HaOnesh is the entry point into all Avodas Hashem. The Leshem, Shavo Vachlama, actually elaborates on this idea, not directly, of course, as a comment on Rabbi Nachman, but elaborates on this idea in talking about an idea in the Arizal. The Arizal talks about how we have Oros and Kalim. Everything consists of Oros and Kalim. We mentioned in the Tuesday night shir last night, which was a point I discussed with a chavrus of mine, Yaakov Danishevsky, yesterday morning. Everything contains Oros and Kalim. For example, we can think of Tefillah as containing Oros and Kalim. The or of Tefillah is Devekus, is the experience of connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is Kavana in that Tefillah, the internal experience of the Tefillah. And the Kalim of that Tefillah, the thing that carries that relationship in a tangible way so that I can sort of grasp it and appreciate it, is the words of Tefillah, the times of Tefillah, the halachos that determine the formalities and the liturgy and the performative aspect of Tefillah. That's a kli for the deeper aura of Tefillah. Everything consists of Oros and Kalim. And the Arizal tells us that Oros, the spiritual light of things, which is really the essence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's presence within those things, consists of two parts. There's always what's called an or panimi and an or makif. An or panimi is the or, the presence, the awareness, the ratzon of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that is panimi, that's internalized. I can grasp it. It's within me. I can hold it. I can internalize it. I can integrate it within myself. And there's always a further aspect of that or, which is called an or makif. That's the or that is outside of myself, that I don't yet grasp, that I can't yet, I know that it's there, but I can't fully grasp it and can't fully appreciate it. It's the level of avoda that I haven't reached yet. Right? If I am if I have reached the point of being able to say the word baruch with kavana, so that's an or panimi. The kavana of baruch is an or panimi. Baruch is the kli for that, or the bracha is the kli for this kavana. But the word baruch, the kavana of the word baruch, the connection I experience when I say the word baruch, that's or panimi. I know it. I can experience it. But I haven't yet reached the point where I can experience the or and appreciate the devekus inherent within the word atah. And that's an or makif. That's beyond me. I'm not there yet. I'm not there. We all have this with respect to anything. With respect to mitzvahs in general, there are mitzvahs that we do and we appreciate and we've sort of ameliorated and integrated, excuse me, not ameliorated, but integrated within ourselves. And then there are mitzvahs that we're not yet ready to do. Or even the mitzvahs that we do, we do them at a certain level, and there's a level beyond that we don't yet do, but we know is there. That's or pnimi and or makif. All oros are held by kalim. Kalim are the things that allow us to grasp the aura relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the presence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Ratzon of Hashem is an infinite thing and is ungraspable in and of itself. And so we have Kalim, which is sort of limitations and measures and boundaries and definitions for that aura that allow us to grasp a certain part of it. And having that definition automatically divides that or into an or panimi and an or makif. There's by giving a definition to the or, there's the thing that I've defined, and then there's the further aspect of the or, because the or is infinite, that lies beyond me that I don't yet grasp, but I'll try to grasp. And the Leshem and others talk about how the climbing the ladder of avoda, the general way of avoda, is actually such that we have an orpanimi and we have a kli, a definition that's holding that orpanimi, which is sort of tangible and material. And then we have an or makif, which is the next level we're trying to get to. The further experience of Devekus, the further experience of deeper and more expansive connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu and awareness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that lies beyond us. And the way to access the thing that's beyond us is by expanding the kalim. We have to expand the kli outward. And the only way to expand the kli outward is to take the outermost part of the kli, the most tangible, megusham part of the kli, and push it outward. And what does that look like? That looks like Kabbalah's Ol Malchus Shemaim. That looks like Yiras HaOnesh. That looks like the lowest level of avodah that I have to just take a step outward. In Panimis HaTorah, especially today, we talk about how, how terrible it is that we do have, we do mitzvos by rote performance, and we don't have a connection to them, and so many people, and we've been trained to just do and check the boxes off the list, and we don't really know what we're doing or why we're doing it or what we're supposed to experience in it, and that's all true. At the very same time, where Rabbi Nachman is getting at over here with this idea of Yiras HaOnesh being the entry point into Avodas Hashem, Rabbi Nachman is getting at the idea that the way we enter into any level of Avodas Hashem is actually through this lowest gate, this lowest passageway, which is called Kabbalah's Ol Malchus Shemayim, which is called Yiras HaOnesh, which is called just performative. I'm doing it because I don't want to get hit. I'm doing it out of self-interest. It's shalol lishma mitoch shalol lishma balishma. I'm doing it for whatever ulterior reasons. Maybe I'm just doing it to check another box off the checklist, but I'm not feeling anything here. It's not coming internally. It's coming externally. It can't be coming internally because the or that would drive this action is still outside of myself. It's still an or makif. And so the drive to do it and the drive to experience it can't be coming internally yet. I have to integrate that or within myself, but the only way to integrate it is to expand my kalim, and my kalim are the physical things. So in order to actually move from Baruch to Ata, from the experiencing the orpanimi of Baruch to internalizing Baruch, to now internalizing Ata, which is beyond me, is I have to say the word Ata, even though I don't really know what it means yet. And as I say the word Ata, and as I learn about the word Ata while saying it, I can expand myself and move into the next level. So Yiras HaOnesh, and this is Tamimos, right? This is Tamimos. This is simplicity. This is wholesomeness. I'm doing it because you told me to do it. You said say Baruch Ata, so I'm going to say Baruch Ata. I don't know why I'm saying Ata right now because I haven't really internalized the light of Ata and the Devekus of Ata and the Kavanah of Ata. But I can't do so until I've experienced it by actually saying it. Because this is not just intellectual. This is not just scholastic. This is not just sort of an academic exercise, but it's kavana is experiential. Devekus is experiential. And the only way to experience it is to actually do it and experience it. Then I can sort of learn all the things and understand all the things, so I know what I'm experiencing, and I can put names and I can grasp it, and I turn that or makif into an or panimi because I understand it a little bit. And now I'm grasping it and internalizing it. But before that, I have to actually take the step forward to actually do the thing. One thing. Right now, I don't take a million steps forward that are, far beyond where I am right now. But I take one step forward. But that is ultimately going to be driven by Tamimos, by Yiras HaOnesh, by submission, by Kabbalah's Ol Malchus Shemayim, to the thing that's beyond me, to the thing that's bigger than me. And as we said yesterday in connection to Sfarim Chitzonium, that's the very opposite of what we are talking about when we talk about Torah versus Sifrei HaMachakrim. Sifrei HaMachakrim don't give me access to that thing that's beyond me. They leave me stuck within, even at a very high level, I'm stuck within this world, within this reality. Those are the parameters of these investigations. They're on an endless feedback loop of investigation and deductive reasoning and self-referential analysis, but they can't get me beyond this world. The only thing that can get me beyond this world, the only thing that can push me one level further is Torah. And that requires submission. That's best done here, at least at an initial level, through Tamimos and through Yiras HaOnesh, because that's the entry point. V'afilu tzadikim tzrichim ken yira. He continues and he says, even tzaddikim, even great people, right, who have grown and grown and grown, and they're at high levels, so they should be sitting in Yiras HaRomamos, Yiras HaChet, Yiras HaRomamos, or Avas Hashem. Even they have to engage in Yira. Ki ovdei me'ava, those who serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, those who engage in avoda out of love, hey mu'atim ma'od ma'od. it's a very, very small percentage of people that are doing that all the time. Meaning the people who can really move forward in avoda, step by step by step, purely out of love. It's a very small percentage. We are human beings. We are neshamos, but we're neshamos stuck in gufim. We're neshamos stuck in physical bodies. We're physical creatures. We experience the world physically and materially, and we respond to material stimuli. It's rare and exceptional that we respond purely to spiritual stimuli. And the best way to experience spirituality for the vast majority of us most of the time is going to be through a material pathway, yiras ha'onesh. Ve'ikr hu yiras ha'onesh. And therefore, the core, the essence, the main point is yiras ha'onesh. Again, as a starting point, not perhaps as an ending point, but again, at each level that we grow, we're starting all over again. So it's a perpetual starting point that we're always moving into yiras ha'onesh as we enter the next level of avodah. Ki ayira ilah begin dehu rav v'shalit. Hainu yiras haromamos lav kol adam zocha lezos hayira. Most people, this yira, this very high yira, the yiras of romamos, the sort of awe, the grandeur, and the loftiness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu itself. Very few people are zocha to that. Um, Certainly, again, we can move into that and we can get glimpses of that. But as soon as we get a glimpse of it, we're already moving into the next level. And the only way to move into that next level is going to be through Yiras Onesh, through Kabbalas Malchus Shemayim, through Tamimos, through putting our first sort of material checkbox, do the thing, step forward, and then gradually integrating something deeper afterwards. But the Ikar Avoda is specifically through Yiras Onesh, and that's true for the vast, vast, vast majority of people. Okay, so that is the end of paragraph Beis and Sicha Hey. I had hoped to get a little bit further, but this went long already, and so Bezras Hashem, we will continue tomorrow, hopefully at our regular time live, with paragraph Gimel in Sicha Hey on day 8 of daily Sichos HaRan. Have a fantastic, wonderful